Jasmine stood on the observation deck of the Vengeance, watching the blue-green marble of Earth shrink behind them. Her hands trembled slightly as she gripped the railing, not from fear, but from barely contained rage. Beside her, Kevin reviewed tactical displays with the cold precision of a surgeon preparing for a delicate operation. "They thought we were weak," Kevin said quietly, his voice carrying the weight of 3 billion dead. "They thought compassion meant cowardice." The Zitharian Empire had been very clear in their demands. Humanity would surrender 70% of Earth's resources, submit to genetic modification protocols, and accept permanent subjugation. When Earth's representatives had asked for time to consider, the Zitharians had demonstrated their seriousness by glassing Australia. An entire continent, gone in 47 minutes. Jasmine remembered watching the feeds, seeing Sydney's Opera House melt like wax, watching the outback transform into a sea of glass that would glow at night for the next 1,000 years. She remembered her sister's last transmission, cut off mid-sentence as the orbital bombardment began. The Council had expected surrender. They had studied human history, the wars, the treaties, the endless negotiations. They had seen humanity's tendency toward diplomacy and mistaken it for weakness. They didn't understand that humans negotiated because they remembered what happened when they didn't. "All ships report ready," Kevin announced, his eyes reflecting the tactical display. "The fleet is waiting for your order, Commander." Commander. The title still felt foreign to Jasmine. 3 months ago, she had been a xenobiologist, excited about humanity's first steps into a larger galactic community. Now she commanded the largest human fleet ever assembled, and she was about to teach the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. The Zitharian Empire controlled 47 star systems. Their military might was legendary. They had conquered species that humanity couldn't even pronounce. They had weapons that could crack planets, shields that could withstand supernovas, and a warrior culture that had never known defeat in 12,000 years. They had never fought humans before. "Begin Operation Reckoning," Jasmine ordered. The human fleet moved as one. 1,500 warships, each one a masterpiece of human ingenuity and fury. Humanity had spent 3 months building them, pouring every resource, every brilliant mind, every ounce of rage into their construction. They had technologies the galaxy had never seen, weapons designed not just to win battles, but to make examples. The first target was Zitha Prime, the Empire's crown jewel. Kevin had planned the assault with mathematical precision. Human ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel in perfect formation, surrounding the planet before the Zitharian defense grid could even activate. The Zitharians scrambled their legendary armada, 3,000 warships, each one supposedly capable of destroying a human fleet single-handedly. They lasted 6 minutes. Human railguns fired projectiles at 90% the speed of light. Human missiles carried payloads that made nuclear weapons look like firecrackers. But it was the psychological warfare that truly terrified the Sith. Every human ship broadcast the same message in every known language. "This is for Australia. This is for the 3 billion you murdered. This is for every child who will never grow up, every parent who died protecting their young, every dream you incinerated." Jasmine watched a tactical display as Zitharian ships simply ceased to exist. Human targeting systems were so precise they could hit a ship's reactor from 3 light seconds away. The Zitharians had shields, but human weapons didn't just penetrate them, they turned the shield's own energy against their generators, creating cascading failures that tore ships apart from the inside. "They're trying to surrender," Kevin reported, his voice flat. "Denied," Jasmine replied without hesitation. "Continue firing." The Galactic Council had rules about warfare. The Geneva Conventions they'd explained to humans were quaint but outdated. Modern civilized species followed the protocols of mercy, which allowed for honorable surrender and protected civilian populations. Humanity had listened politely. Then Australia burned. Now Jasmine was teaching them a different protocol when you genocide humans. Humans don't stop until you're extinct. The battle for Zitha Prime ended within the hour. Every military installation, every orbital platform, every defense satellite was reduced to expanding clouds of debris. Jasmine didn't touch the civilian population centers. She wanted survivors. She wanted witnesses. "Broadcast this on all frequencies," she ordered. Kevin initiated the transmission. Jasmine's face appeared on every screen, every monitor, every communication device in 47 star systems. "People of the galaxy," she began, her voice steady despite the storm inside her. "For 12,000 years, the Zitharian Empire has conquered and subjugated. They came to Earth expecting the same. They murdered 3 billion humans to make their point. Now we make ours." She paused, letting her words sink in across light years. "We will dismantle their empire. Every military asset, every weapon, every ship. We will leave their civilian populations untouched, but their capacity to wage war ends today." And to every other species watching, humanity tried peace. We offered friendship. We extended our hand, and it was slapped away with nuclear fire. Remember this moment. Remember what happened when you mistook our kindness for weakness. The campaign lasted 43 days. 43 days of human fleets appearing without warning, overwhelming Zitharian defenses, and moving on to the next target. The Cytherians threw everything at them: TMA-2 bombs, reality warping weapons, even bioengineered plagues. Nothing worked. Humans adapted faster than the Cytherians could innovate. By day 30, the Galactic Council was begging Earth to stop. By day 40, 300 species had sworn never to raise arms against humanity. By day 43, the Cytherian Emperor broadcast his unconditional surrender, pleading for mercy. Jasmine accepted, not because she felt merciful, but because the message had been sent. Kevin stood beside her as they watched the last Cytherian warship power down its weapons. "The galaxy is quiet," he observed. "No conflicts, no skirmishes, nothing. They're afraid." "Good," Jasmine replied. "Fear keeps people honest." She thought of her sister, of the 3 billion souls whose deaths had sparked this reckoning. The galaxy had learned a terrible truth about humanity. They would forgive almost anything, tolerate almost any insult, endure almost any hardship in the name of peace. But genocide, that was where forgiveness ended and retribution began. The stars went quiet that day, and they would remain quiet for generations. Humanity had shown the galaxy what happened when you pushed them too far. They had demonstrated that behind every human smile was a capacity for violence that made the universe tremble. And nobody, absolutely nobody, would ever forget.